Alright. A bit of an explanation before I start the episode review. Didn't put any reviews out yesterday. I was working on and planning to record the, WWE 2K22 WrestleMania card. The card is finalized. The card is finalized. I just have to set up the card and record it. I'm planning tentatively on recording that on Sunday when I get back from the weekend with my son. So, tentatively I'll record that when I get home. Tentatively. I may get home on Sunday and be like, I just want to relax. Or I may just want to get it done and get over with. So, I'm busting out some reviews today. I've got 6 thumbnails already. So I'll try to do at least 6. If I get a hankering to do more, I'll do more. But I only got, I'm trying to 3. I think I want to stop. I'm going to take a shower, little shave, and get ready to go. But so we are on Season 2, Episode 1. Hello, Nasty. This does one of those things where we start in mid-res, right? Where Tommy's on the football field, last game of the season, and yes, that kind of tells you it's still the same school year. All 3 seasons would be the same school year, but I digress. It's the last game of the season, and he's playing against Pleasantville Catholic, and supposedly there's a curse on it where Pleasantville always loses. Something always happens. And they always lose. So, interesting question. Is this the first season, the first football season that he's been quarterback? Because if he's been quarterback for a couple years, you think he would know about this. But I'm just putting it out there. This is his first season as quarterback, like his senior year, and he's finally first string, finally quarterback. Get to do it. You know, it sucks that he didn't get to be quarterback till his last year, but it makes sense with what we're told here, what happens in this episode. So right away after the opening, the curse is actually a ghost. The ghost of Bronco Nastanovich. There's a name. The former quarterback or running back of the Pleasantville Catholic football team, who died after tragically running into a goalpost and sustaining a deadly concussion. He died, head trauma, I guess you could say. And now we find out later that he came back as a ghost to make sure his team never loses. Until now, but yeah, he's running it, Tommy, and then we cut to the opening credits, which changed a little bit. Lori, the new character of Lori Baxter, played by May Castle, is added to the cast, and Rochelle Lefevre is gone. She left between seasons. I don't exactly know why. Maybe she wanted to pursue other things. I don't know. They'll explain her absence on the show in a minute. But May Castle was brought in to play Lori. Lori Baxter, and I don't know if I want to spoil it here. I think I've already done it in my overall review, so watch that. But they brought her in, and all the advertising, the TV spots and everything, advertised that she was joining Team Big Wolf, that she would know about Tommy's secret, and she would team with them because she's like a black belt and she can fight too, which is cool. But those TV spots spoiled the fact that she would find out about it. And if she found out in the first episode, that's one thing, but she doesn't. She doesn't find out until episode 4, The Girl Who Spied Wolf, which I'll hopefully get to. She doesn't find out about the wolf man, about Tommy being the wolf man, the werewolf, until then. The parents are absent. Hugo is also gone, I should mention. He's no longer part of the cast. Hugo's gone since season 1. They dropped him as his character just wasn't doing anything. He was goofy stuff in the background, but it was funny, you know. Dean is still here though. So right away after the credits are done, the opening credits are done, we find out that Stacy went to college early. She's been gone for 6 months. So relatively 6 months have passed since the ending of season 1. Whichever one that is, whether it was game over or whether the Don't Fear the Reaper was supposed to be the finale, because the way they wrapped up the story felt like wrapped up the relationship they were finding together, they were official, felt like that was, and then the next episode was just like they still feel like they're will they won't they territory, you know what I mean? But here you still got the picture, so they acknowledge the actress without just saying, oh, Laurie's gone, and not even show anything. They have a picture of her and Tommy, his picture they usually had, and he's like, he was gonna get rid of in the episode where the arm showed up, but yes, I'm talking about the arm. He should have been like a recurring character come back. Like Laurie's like, oh, I can't date you, I got a new boyfriend. I'm dating this guy. It's the arm. No. But anyway, TNT aren't in this episode, I don't think, unless they were shown to be on the football team last season. So maybe they're playing in the game and we just don't see them. But yeah, so we do get Dean for a little bit. I think I said it already. But so Tommy's out playing the game. And Laurie is there. They introduce Laurie. She's walking down the school, which apparently, because they're having a game against the rival team, the rival school's students can just roam down the hallway. I don't remember that ever being a thing. Like, well, our games for our school, we had a separate stadium to play. A separate football field. We had a field. We had the school, and then a few blocks down was the field where they played. So yeah, and you could drive past it every day if you're going in a certain direction in my town. But yeah, rarely did they play basketball or football around the school. It wasn't connected to the school like this one seems to be, but there was no area big enough for they'd have to take out. Behind the school there's churches and some other buildings, some apartments, and take those out just to put a football field there. It wouldn't make sense. So yeah, it's a couple blocks away, but this makes it seems like it's right there. So they're playing the game, and the ghost, the big nasty Bronco Nastanovich, nasty, shows up and tries to stop Tommy winning, but Tommy wolfs out and wins the game anyway, which makes him mad, makes Nasty mad. So now he's out for revenge. He tries to tell Merton that so he comes in there, he's like, Merton, I need you to calm me down. So Merton, who by the way, his hair is different now. It's not as fake looking. It's not as floofy where it looks like it just is it looks not real in the first season, but now it looks like it could be real. Maybe Danny Smith actually dyed his hair here, or had his hair long enough where he gets back up like that. Maybe there's extensions. I don't know, but it looks better now. Anyway, he gives him a calming haiku, and he de-wolfs, right? Laurie was there taking pictures, so she goes into the Catholic school's black room, where you develop pictures. I forgot what it's called. I'll remember it some point. But dark room. I told you I remember it. The dark room. I was close with black room. Dark room is less racist. But anyway, and Tommy tries to tell Merton rather that there was a ghost coming after him, but Merton doesn't believe him. And I have a problem with this. Merton has seen how many things in season 1? Werewolves, vampires, swamp people, mummies, cat people, what else? right? In season 1, and ghosts is the one thing that he has trouble believing. Really? Like, really? This doesn't make any sense. It's only in there to kind of stretch out the episode, because if he believes him, then right away they try to figure out a way to deal with it, but they gotta wait. So Laurie shows up Tommy's house, where we get Dean earlier when he's cheering for Tommy because they're broadcasting it on TV, and he changed the channel to I Dream of Jeannie. You get the boing sound effect, and then now Dean is there yelling at the TV about something, who knows, and then she shows him the picture, and they go to the Pleasantville Catholic, which is, I think, the same school, it's just decorated differently. I think it's the same set, decorated differently. It looks pretty much similar. But the ghost is followed in there, and Merton is there too. I think they, or was Merton there with him? I don't know, but Merton's there when they go to the Catholic thing, and they do a seance thing, and because Merton, I think they go to Merton. He references The Sixth Sense, which would have just came out like a year earlier. I think it was '99. So they mentioned it. Well, so if you were in the year 2000 and you hadn't seen The Sixth Sense, it was probably, I don't know if it's completely spoiled, but I don't know. Maybe it wasn't completely spoiled, but yeah. So they do a seance to talk to the ghost. So now they can all hear the ghost, but they couldn't see him before they can hear him. Except for Merton at first, because he still keeps going on with the thing, but Laurie can definitely hear him. And then he's like, they can't see me, they can only hear me. Because again, Tommy's the one he's after, he's the only one that can see him. Again, another way to stretch out the episode, because if Merton could see him right away, right? But how do they get rid of him? Tommy fights him, which, understandably, he couldn't really do at the time because, he's a werewolf. Laurie doesn't know he's a werewolf, but I also feel like it would have gotten done sooner if he just said whatever and changed right away. He does mention a werewolf earlier, so but Laurie gets knocked out while trying to fight. Oh, that's right. They go to Merton's to try to tell him, show him the picture, and that's when they're like, okay, Tommy and I will take care of it. Laurie, one of us will take you home. And she's like, well, I could do myself. I'm a black belt. Because she's a strong female character. She's not like Laurie. She's a strong female character. Even though she gets knocked on her ass later. But it was fighting the bad guy. Wasn't trying to run away. And she's not the damsel in distress like Stacey was in almost every episode that season. So, yeah. So, during this fight, though, they do break some of the stuff at the Catholic school. And there is a janitor that comes up on him and does get knocked out by Nasty. But after Laurie gets knocked out, Tommy wolfs out, beats up the ghost, knocks him to a pillar, which is like a goalpost, I guess, and that recreates his death, and so he disappears. He's defeated, which was the deal. If he defeats him, yes, leave him alone, so he did defeat him. So there's the thing. And then smash cut to the next day. Well, he tries to wake up Laurie, and was like, hey, and so he tries to remember Merlin's haiku, but all he is that rain is nice, rainfall is nice, rainfall is nice. That's all he remembers. And then he changes back, and she's like, where did you go? He's like, where were you just now? Maybe she started to think, where were you just now? She's like, I went to call the cops. She's like, call the cops? We broke in here. I know, that's why I stopped and came back. I didn't call the cops. So he's trying to cover his ass, but maybe that was what leads to her figuring it out. Kudos, she does end up just figuring it out herself instead of being like the Flash and go, Laurie, I'm the werewolf, And there is a moment where they're scrunched together where he smells her perfume. He's like, one more second with Laurie, I'm gonna wolf out. But the next day, Tommy and Merton are talking it over, and they're like, Merton's like, hey, I wonder if Laurie can get me transferred into Catholic because of the schoolgirls. And then Laurie comes walking up, and she got kicked out of Pleasantville Catholic and is now going to the public school, which I feel like would be cheaper for her parents. So that's a plus for her parents' wallet. But yeah, so they set that up, and I believe Tommy takes down a picture of him and Stacy, and that's what it is. This episode meant longer, which is cool. This review, I should say, but yeah, I think it's a good start to the season. It gives you the exposition as to why one character is not there. They introduce a new character. They explain why she's going to be integrated into this team. She's connected to them already, so that works. So yeah, on to the next one.